about that there's an aquifer in this area and the center of town, and the whole town's on septic, which obviously has had some problems with contamination. And I also was looking at the soils in the town and showing how I was looking at the lighter colors are excessively drained, and the darker colors are harder to drain. So I looked more at how when it excessively drains, that means that contamination could go into the groundwater because it's not being properly treated, and that could lead to contamination in the area. And then one other thing that I thought was important, because especially when discussing this, we've talked about BARD, and a lot of people aren't really aware of how it affects BARD specifically. I talked about how BARD, this square right here, is the most heavily populated part in Red Hook, the wall, and how because it's heavily populated there, that's where that's where the new system is going to hopefully. Well, that's where the town wants to put the new system in that highly densely populated area, and our drinking source is that other square with those lines off of it. It points to the Sauk Hill, which is where we get our water, like you saw if you went on the tour. So our main thing at BARD was the fact that if sewage gets into the groundwater, it will not only affect Red Hook, but it'll affect BARD because it could possibly get into our water.
So, when looking at this issue, there's also a couple of alternate solutions. So one type device is the UDDT, or urine diverting dry toilet. So as you can see from the diagram right here, it separates feces from urine, so there's no actual flush of water. So it's an odor-free operation. Pathogens are reduced because they're dried. You can also use the dried feces and processed urine as fertilizer if it's in some sort of farming area. And it's overall a safe and affordable approach, but it is not really typically that palatable to the Western audience. Another approach is the composting toilet. So it's another type of mostly dry toilet, little to no water use. It also uses aerobic decomposition, as you can see at the top. And it really, with just adding a little bit of sawdust or peat moss to help with the odor and aerobic decomposition, you can actually have a safe and affordable system that can then be hooked up to secondary treatment. So you can have as you can see, a composting toilet, but it can also be hooked up to a further on top system. But artists, they just don't want to pay attention. They don't understand this. They don't want to pay attention.
That's ridiculous, though. It's absolutely ridiculous. Having no support for an alternative salad reason to not pursue it. So I have a solution. It's a little weird, but I have a throne over here. And when you sit on the throne, you talk about what you want to talk about, and you don't worry about support. You don't worry about if your idea is popular at all. You just go on whatever you want. So if I could get a little help moving this thing, that'd be great.
Have lived in Red Hook for generations. When examining the value of opinions, this fact needs to be taken into consideration. In his presentation 3 weeks ago, Brenton utilized a series of maps to demonstrate where Red Hook and its surrounding communities get their water from. In the maps and in Brenton's own speech, he referred to BARD's campus as Annandale, a place separated from Red Hook not only by an imaginary line, but where the communities actually draw their water from. Although one might advocate for BARD students' involvement on the issues of Red Hook, BARD is a place with its own physical environment, separate from the surrounding communities. Many students may live in adjacent areas, but BARD ultimately has its own centralized location. This serves to further complicate BARD students' relationship with Red Hook and consider whether they are members of multiple communities and if one community should be valued more than the other to the student. Residents of any community deserve some amount of say in the development of their environment. whether it be through voicing their own opinion, electing an official, economic contribution, etc. And so while the Bard student that actively participates in the Red Hook community are entitled to engage in local issues based upon their rights as citizens, the manner in which their voice is considered and accounted for should be taken into effect. Where do their opinions fit in when compared to those of residents who have lived in the community for 20 years? One must consider the transience of the Bard student when accounting for their voice in order to portray the most lasting opinion of the community.
I've got something to say too. This is a pretty nice journal. That's what I've really sat on in my life. So I definitely agree with what Matt was saying and what Jim was saying about privileging or paying more attention to the voices of the Red Hook community, specifically more permanent residents there. And something that I found disturbing with the presentation by the scientists is that we're privileging the sewage issue over the individuals that sewage issue is going to impact the most. And so what I would recommend is that we, go door to door talking to different Red Hook residents, hosting different community events where we can really hear their voices and see what they imagine their community to look like before implementing an infrastructural update without really taking into consideration what they feel and what they imagine for their community. And I think that, given the demographics that live in Red Hook, if we went about it in a way that served their needs, they would be more open to, going along with the sewage issue. And I think one thing from just ethnographic work that I've done is that I found that people were rejecting the sewage issue in part because they don't want Red Hook to turn into another Rhinebeck and to not lose the historical character of their town and their lifestyle. But at the same time, there are individuals who are negatively affected by not having the town grow a little bit more, just because they might have access to only one car per that household. So having more economic and commercial growth within the main city would help them. But I think before any of that happens, let's try and think about it when we're trying to push this issue forward is how can we update the sewage without necessarily having to make the town of Red Hook look like that. And speaking more towards what the people want themselves. Oh my God, it's rumbling. What is this?
I've been very impressed with what you've all said and the perspectives you've brought to your disciplines. But I've become frustrated over the course of listening to you argue. I just wanted to remind you to look around at your old places, like the toilet, for solutions and goals. You must not forget that if you do nothing, I will become sicker and sicker, and by one day, explode. But remember, sticking to the task at hand, and somehow finding a solution, even if it means compromise. Thank you.